Welcome to a very, very good evening. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing as well. I say I'm on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So I want to subscribe to the channel and I'm sure. If you subscribe to the channel, if it's your new time, first time I say yeah. Then of course, thank you very much. So choosing I say on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Number one, your best football tactical analysis channel on YouTube. And of course, coming, enjoy analysis, and share the link to others. Also enjoy analysis now. I was on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So you investor, then we are booming. All of the games that you're picking here for the Club World Cup now. Palmeiras for no Ashe. A lot of the games, 4 codes, are still on as I speak to you now. Palmeiras Ashe, Al Cairo, Spain under 19, Ayo Majuma, Paris Saint-Germain, we expect that they will beat Botafogo and then Ochana 2 games, Germany and any game Norway and of course England also playing a game in the U19 European competitions now on was in Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So subscribe to the channel now. Subscribe, turn on notification and notification 10 and do choose all anytime your content ever drop you are first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Now we be enye kama pa ever mau ewasi yenye kama. Yere nsem and ensem no also a lot of the things in our on Fiifi-Manfred. We are about to open up and have the conversation over here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. So like I said, I won't subscribe to the channel and subscribe and turn on notification. In the notification turn, I beg choose all. Send a baby, I beg come on. And the amount I say. Where do we start from? You go to the camp of FC Barcelona because apparently your friend Lamine has gone to Brazil. In fact, Lamine is still in Brazil. On your friend Neymar da Silva Santos, Diago, and they're enjoying themselves. Lamine a big interview, and in that interview, he has spoken about a lot of things. He's talking about himself, the club, and all of the things that comes with it. Lamine Yamal said, each year I will gain more experience and improve my game. My body will change and I'll feel more comfortable on the pitch with my teammates over there. Lamine said, I think the difference between us and other rivals will show more every year. Right now, it's not obvious, but it will be. That is a similar Lamine Yamal said, Charlie. The difference between Barca and any other clubs or rivals. It's going to show as time goes on. Since it's not too obvious, but they are going to see Barca for a better club than their rivals. He goes on to talk about the Super Cup final. The final of the Super Cup was my first final with the fans and one of the best atmospheres I've ever experienced. But it was also the first match where I really felt pressure. That is what a branch friend Lamine Yamal like I said, Charlie. That was the match of Coco Boya of Phillies and Charlie. I said in the game, no. Lamine playing with world-class players like Rafinha, Robert, and is amazing. Everybody touch things into a goal. Talking about the quality of Barca front. And he goes and he says the Champions League loss was a learning experience. Next year we will be back. We showed we are the best team in Spain. I don't care if I have many years to win. I want to win it now. That is what a branch of friend Lamine Yamal can, because of course Lamine on holidays no aiding come. A branch of friend Jules Koundé will renew the contract. Is back on track in Barcelona. We renew the contract of a branch of friend Jules Koundé. That is being reported by Mundo Deportivo, or a very, very important player over there. Neymar da Silva posted a picture of a branch of friend Lamine Yamal over Samba football in Brazil over there. And Jules Koundé has reached a verbal agreement and we'll see how things are going to go. With updates from Athletic Club de Bilbao, and we say Abrantia your friend Nico Williams in Seminole. Most of the times it was from Tima, it was from the side of Barcelona. You shouldn't say Athletic Club for us the side of the story. Now Abrantia friend Nico Williams Athletic for us so you same kakra if you're and what we are hearing is Athletic are refusing to negotiate with Nico Williams. They want the full release clause paid. Barca, however, want to pay, but on different terms. That is what Athletic Club for Ekaze Charlie. Unless they do everything straight up. Justin Barca are planning Ter Stegen's departure, according to Gerard Moreno, El Horno. Barca are planning the departure of our brand friend of Mark Andre Testegen. El Horno. We'll see how things are going to pan out from there. And then, there have been a lot of conversation. Chelsea for a young boy who is yet to come, Estavao. There's a breaking news on him, but before that, Enzo Maresca and Nicole Palmer has been speaking to the media. They spoke about the managing of the load, how they want to play. First thing, Enzo Maresca kind, and he said he is going to make sure say obe rotate the players in Amiad watcher. Or say obey a heavy rotation because he's in our US one thing, and players in every or say now they don't train 2 or 3 times in a day. They don't do that thing. They stay very, very calm. They allow themselves to go through the season and then almost prepare using a lot of videos and tactical work. And we a lot of boardroom analysis on Maresca say Madueke's transfer, so we consider Noni our player also for next season. I say Noni Madueke no Ombeton area Mobia. Enzo Maresca say it's not easy because of the temperature. This is the reason why we are going to try to rotate players. Unfortunately for us, Brazilian teams are more used to playing in this kind of temperature, but it doesn't matter. We want to try to do our best and try to win every game, and that is what saying to Flamingo for only used in playing because Brazilian climate is similar. Of course, we know America, although US of A or northern part of America and they are in the southern part of America, but still America, and the general climate is usually the same. And what he's saying is that although Brazil for now have a similar temperature, he doesn't have any excuse. He wants to go in there and then go and win. So we train less, or at least we try to prioritize the things that we think are very important, especially in the tactical aspect. And the reason is because the amount of games or with the amount of session, it's important for them as human beings to be fit or be 100% for 11 months. So we tried even this morning, we did the session, and the main focus after the warm-up was just the tactical aspect. That is what he's saying. He said, because of heat, anyhow, our matches now, but Dawson, Club World Cup, he doesn't want to load the players with a lot of physical work, so training, trying to cover. One here, you compromise the health of the players. And the likes of Rhys James, Romeo Lavia, Momo Shadanye, 100% fit. You can't throw them into a game like this and then get them to be injured game. So what he does is that probably players need just warm up. Warm up, then the rest of the day, now I call it just tactical work. Okay, Flamingo for no more say, or much ball, no more in this shape, without a bomb in this shape, into a engineer see, you build up through this channel, you receive the ball from the wide areas, you boss are born, and that's exactly what's about here. Your friend Enzo Enzo Maresca, Chelsea manager, Aircamp and the team, giving them a much in a game, many team, your friend Flamingo. When we say about Marc Cucurella, of course, one of the most important players for Chelsea last season, very, very well. And Marc Cucurella, Edin Komobebre, and Cucurella, Edin Komobebre. Marc is very intelligent. He knows exactly where he has to go, where he has to stay, and in this moment, he has done fantastic. I think Marc played this season with us 4 or 5 different positions. He has been dangerous in all positions, and at the same time, he is very good at defending and very good at scoring goals for this season. And of course, Enzo Maresca is explaining the importance of our brand here. Your friend Marco Correa Tintino, super important player for Maresca Edin Koma, our brand your friend Moises Caicedo. And I say we are very happy with Moy. He's probably at this moment the best or one of the best defensive midfielders in the world, quality on and off the ball. And they've brought in a backup in Dario Suga, beating arresting Moises Caicedo in certain games in terms of winning duels now. Maresca asked or say when asked on if you consider playing Caicedo in advanced position, or say he is good everywhere, unless probably goalkeeper. Moy can play everywhere. With us, he has already played 3 or 4 7 positions this season. We know that Moy can play in different positions, also in attacking phase. But if Moy is playing as an attacking midfielder, that means Kopama or Enzo is not playing. So it's just a matter of balance over there. And Enzo Maresca and Edin Komobebre describing a plan for team friend Flamingo. He goes on and says, we are going to decide to go for a winger, not because of Misha. We have only Madueke and Neto as proper wingers, and then we try to adapt. For sure, it's something quite clear that it's a position we need to improve. That is what I was talking about so on there, and yet just about Modric issues niti and Omokwako Pep wing and our Banama games on daily. But according to him, it's because he needs to get players into his team. I say players in team, but no improving on the style of play, no improving how they play their football. That's exactly what Enzo Maresca, Eka Honor. I have not spoken to Misha yet, but I will when the time is right. It's not really my place to get involved. That is what Cole Palmer, Eka Honor, Bisa Cole Palmer, Mihalo Modric. I'll speak to him over there. And Cole Palmer reviews is yet to speak to Mihalo Modric about the number 10 shirt, and we'll see how things are going to pan out over there. Chelsea, we'll see how things are going to go on. My brand here, your friend, Estavao, William, Chelsea. Young boy no ball Emma Palmeiras, when you're back-to-back man of the match awards. Yeah, back-to-back man of the match awards. And that is really, really huge. I mean, given the fact that boy, a lot of the naysayers have been saying, well, you're too young. Yeah, I mean, he's probably not going to perform any better when he goes to when it comes to England. It's very difficult for him to be playing the Club World Cup in a very, very torrid temperature. Now, 2 games. First game against a European side, Porto. The next game against Alan. When you're 2 man of the match back to back, it tells you. I think that, I mean, especially in everybody who watch a branch of Estavao Willian who can attest the fact that there is lots of potential and quality in him, and it is very, very likely the boy is going to blossom and is going to become a top player in that regard. You just can't take anything away from a branch of Estavao Willian. I think that he's going to be a very, very big player. I think that he's going to be very, very successful. I mean, how he plays over there, and it's going to be a very, very good one for him. And like I said, I can guarantee that Estavao will look much better in Chelsea setup because Enzo Maresca system now, the passing sequences are all to central. It leaves him 1v1 outright. That's all Enzo Maresca system here. Even if you double up on him, there's an option for him to pass and then combine and then beat his man v1 or 2v1 and then get in behind. Chelsea shaping is set up to give 1v1 wingers opportunity, but unfortunately Chelsea wingers don't tend to hesitate to go 1v1. Wingers like Gittins, Estavao and Quenda are going to face, because of course that's what Enzo Maresca system gives to them. And of course after that it comes down to whether he beats me breaking down low blocks and now, because most of the teams that Chelsea share about the low blocks. Chelsea will meet a lot of low blocks in the next season, but can Estavao will help for him to be able to break down some low blocks now? Or show Hodman, and we'll see if that is going to be able to work out in terms of how things are going to pan out with respect to Estavao. And of course, like I told you, Kupama so and then we didn't come kakra about the number 10 jersey now. Question don't be saying about the face masks now. And I'll say it wasn't a joke. I just don't like the smell. I just don't like the smelly planes. That's why I wear a mask when I travel. I don't like the smells, so that's why I wear them. That's what Kupama say. So it's not playing smart. I am an ninja. The way I playing the most sense tonight here. Most of the times with Chuka and Bia or Max, see, he wasn't joking. It was just about the fact that these planes are actually very smelly, and then he wears a mask anytime he travels over there for Abrantia, the friend Cole Palmer. Of course, my report is Waji Abrantia, a friend. Abrantia, friend. Mihalo Modric number 10. Don't be sad about Estavao Willian. He's a really good player. I've spoken to him a few times. He doesn't speak English, so I think it was a case of Google Translate. But I've had a few conversations with him, saying I'm looking forward to seeing him and playing with him. And that's what he's saying. I want him to say, Charlie, he's going to get a job done and make sure Estavao bar is going to be very comfortable. Say, no, I was not involved. I don't care about the numbers. It's the players matter. I have no doubts that Kopam can win the number 10. Enzo Maresca said, no, on Cajon. I'm going to make it a decision about the number 10. I see on there. Not on Cajon. It was just really about Obo with the players, and then giving them the games where they have to play. It was not about the number 10. And I said, Bisa, baby. That's exactly what Enzo Maresca and the quality that comes with it. we'll see how things are going to pan out over there. See how things are going to pan out. We'll see if anybody can come in. I'll be here to Chelsea for now, or we'll see. On the part of Madrid and of course other games, we'll see how things are going to pan out from there. Let's see what is going on other places or Madrid, any other stuff now. I don't know. Of course, Dean Heitson, the debut was a very, very good one. Very, very good one from our right friend Dean Heitson. Very, very good debut. The kind of football that he played, how good he was on the day for team my friend FC Real Madrid was a very, very huge one. And congratulate him. Gayeti from team my friend Liverpool and our right friend Joao Consa. And they said Joao Consa has verbally agreed terms with FC Bayern for Leverkusen. Bayern and Liverpool are closing in on a permanent deal. Understand it's going to be around 30 million for Brighton friend Joao Consa. Liverpool for the thing that they have enough on them. All documents have been signed and are ready for Miles Lewis Kelly to sign his contract extension. And last for want to keep their boy in our Brighton friend Miles Lewis Kelly. So they'll be able to have their man, and the things are going to go on there. Crystal Palace Forum are closing on our Brighton friend Usman Diamonde as a new centre back. Negotiations are ongoing. I'm here next year. My Brighton friend Mark Gill, the contract is going to end, and once that contract ends, what is going to happen is that Mark Gill contract in India. One China he will go for free. What is going to happen is that they want to make sure they bring in a brand here, your friend Usman Diamonde to come and play in there. None of pay. Yet saying Madrid for now say killing Mbappe acute gastroenteritis. Charlie, the doctors over here, gastroenteritis, and Madrid for now, Mbappe reports say killing Mbappe, and not again when Timmy. In fact, the next game against Pachuca, and also my brother friend killing Mbappe won't be able to play because the gastroenteritis now. My brother friend, the friend is killing Mbappe. And of course, all the symptoms of gastroenteritis, we are looking at diarrhea, nausea, we are looking at vomiting, fever, abdominal pain, any dehydration. And that is what because of the dehydration from the diarrhea now and play, and that's what Mbappe and he was even be hospitalized. Usually, if you've eaten some form of contaminated food and ammonia gastroenteritis, or Arsenal will play slightly more than the 60 million release clause for part of Martin Ibanez Zubimendi. The fee will be a bit higher, but allowing permanent payment in installments as clubs share excellent relationship in the Arsenal forum. I don't think I'll share a branch friend Thomas their party deal still in here because at the end of the day, they are finalizing a deal on the other side with a branch here, your friend is Martin Ibanez Zubimendi, and it's going to obviously the number one Gianluigi Donnarumma, the company met Paris Saint-Germain, and we'll discuss it, a new deal for the guy. Talks continue, no agreement yet, but of course, Gianluigi Donnarumma, a person at Paris Saint-Germain, and then be their player for the next season. We'll see how things are going to pan out from there. We'll see how things are going to go on the quality of play, how these players are going to play, how football is going to turn out. Gianluigi Donnarumma, a very, very important player, and we'll see if things are going to come out over there. We'll see how things will pan out. Guys, let me draw the curtain here on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. And me and my channel will come your way with some more updates and analysis. I want to see Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Until then, do take care. Bye bye.